Hey there, sports fans. Bobby C back here at the world's most famous arena. This time around on the program, we will take a look at the top Rangers moments at Madison Square Garden. Coming in at number 10, the captain passes Mr. Hockey, November 4th, 2003. Mark Messier ties and passes Gordie Howe for number 2 on the all-time scoring list. The captain scored 2 goals as the Rangers beat the Dallas Stars 3-0. With the first goal, he ties Howe for the second spot on the all-time scoring list. With the second, he takes sole possession with his 1,851st point. And at number 9, one goalie legend eclipses another. January 18th, 2001. Mike Richter breaks Eddie Jackman's career record for wins. 7 seasons after sipping Stanley Cup champagne, Mike Richter took aim at what previously had been thought of as an unattainable record, the most franchise wins by a Rangers goalie. The magic number was 266. After tying the record, Richter's chance to beat the great Eddie Jackman standard reached a crescendo at the Garden on the night of January 18th. Mike York tied the game against Toronto 1-1 in the third period, sending the drama into OT. Rangers legend Brian Leetch whipped a shot off the near side post and passed Leafs goalie Curtis Joseph. The rest is history. At number 8 on my list of the top 10 Ranger moments in Garden history is the Blue Shirts getting back to the Stanley Cup Final, May 29th, 2014. The Rangers won the Prince of Wales Trophy after defeating the Montreal Canadiens in Game 6 to win the Eastern Conference Final in the 2014 NHL Stanley Cup Playoffs at MSG. Nothing is more exciting than the playoffs at the world's most famous arena. This was especially true in the spring of 2014 when the Rangers flexed their postseason muscles and fought the Canadiens in a series which would propel the winner into the Cup Final. When the final buzzer sounded for the 1-0 Rangers triumph, it felt like more than 19,000 of the blue shirt faithful let out one tremendous exhale.
We played so well the entire game. So for me, it was more about just being focused on the few shots they had. And third period, I think we played our best period of the playoffs. And when it mattered the most, guys really stepped up and it was awesome to be back there and see the way we took charge and earned this victory.
The 7th spot belongs to an upset of upsets over their rivals, May 8th, 1979. By the end of the 78-79 season, the New York Islanders were regarded as the class team of the NHL and an odds-on favorite to win their first Stanley Cup. By contrast, the Rangers seemed like a more ragtag group. This round of the Battle of New York would go to the Rangers. Isles' great Bobby Nystrom won another overtime battle to tie the series at 2 apiece, but the once friendly Coliseum didn't help Al Arbor's group in Game 5. The Rangers took a 3-2 lead following a Game 5 win as they returned to the Garden for the closer. They won that one too, a dominating 2-1 win. One headline summed up the story: impossible achieved at the Garden. How about a first of firsts at number 6? The date was February 18th, 1968. Bob Nevin, the Blue Shirts captain from 1965 to 1971, can still lay claim to being the first Rangers player to score a goal at the current MSG. He made that history on that date during the first NHL game held at the Garden's present location. Nevin's goal set off a 3-goal outburst that gave the Blue Shirts their commanding 3-1 lead with 2:33 left in the middle period. That wound up being the final score. Nevin also had an assist in the game, setting up Don Marshall's game winner at 12:18 of the second. And at number 5 on my list of the top moments for the Rangers in their house is the retirement of the Great One, April 18th, 1999. Wayne announced to the world what nobody wanted to hear. He was prepared once and for all to hang up his skates. He would call the home game against Pittsburgh 2 nights later his finale. With a mere couple of days to prepare for the gala occasion, the Garden came through as it always does. As for the game, Gretzky got an assist on a Brian Leetch power play goal. It was the 2,857th and last point of his career. At number 4, November 2nd, 1975, the return of Eddie Jackman. Eddie Jackman, an extremely popular player with fans who had been traded to the Detroit Red Wings 2 days earlier, was back in New York to face his old teammates. Ranger fans cheered him and his new team on to victory over the home team. From his rookie season 1965-66 for almost a dozen seasons, it was shocking when the Red Wings moved to claim the veteran puck stopper. No less astonishing was the coincidental fact that the Rangers' next foe happened to be none other than Detroit. The crowd chanted, "Eddie, Eddie, Eddie," for the first 55 minutes in one of the more memorable games at MSG. If you are a true Ranger fan, you remember this date, May 27th, 1994. Enter Stephane Muto. The Rangers reached the Eastern Conference final round against the New Jersey Devils. The Devils won the opener at the Garden, but the Rangers tied the series in a Game 2 4-0 win. The series came down to Game 7 and yet another overtime. It was there that Muto corralled the puck and bullied his way in front to squeeze arguably the greatest goal in franchise history between the right post and Brodor's left skate. Rangers radio play-by-play man Howie Rose articulated the play with these words. Muto behind the net, swings it in front, he scores! My toe, my toe, my toe! The Rangers are headed to the finals. The Rangers returned to a grieving city on October 7, 2001. Following the September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks, the Big Apple remained in a state of mourning. The city sports team suddenly became ambassadors. The first team to return was the Rangers. October 7, 2001 is number 2 on my list. FDNY hockey team co-captain Larry McGee honored lost buddy FDNY Chief of Operations Ray Downey, who died in the 9/11 attacks. McGee presented Rangers captain Mark Messier with Downey's FDNY helmet and asked Mark to don it in memory of Downey. Messier followed through by setting up the first goal en route to a 5-4 overtime victory. Messier followed through by setting up the first goal en route to a 5-4 overtime victory. We saved the best for last, June 14th, 1994. That's the date that the Rangers last won the Stanley Cup. Winning the title didn't come easy. The Vancouver Canucks rallied from a 3-1 games deficit in the final round to tie the series at 3-all. The overflow crowd in Game 7 at MSG was on edge. But after taking a 1-0 lead, the fans wanted a cushion goal to exhale a bit. Adam Graves delivered a power play goal at 14:45 of the first, enabling that 2-0 lead. Mark Messier converted a power play goal for a 3-1 New York lead. For the second straight time, the Blue Shirts were able to head to the locker room with a 2-goal advantage. And it came down to the final minute. The Rangers would hold on, though. Rangers play-by-play man Sam Rosen accented the win. The waiting is over. The New York Rangers are Stanley Cup champions. Those are my top 10 moments for the Rangers at the Garden. That's your look at sports. I'm Bobby C.